Progress inspires change. That is our slogan. It's our motto. I want to talk to you today for a few minutes about what that means. Progress means development, headway, momentum, growth, to forge ahead, to advance, develop, to become better. Inspires means to motivate, to spark, to embolden, to stimulate, encourage, stir, provoke, galvanize, inform, infuse, reassure. But you know, the opposite is also true. We could deteriorate, languish, undermine, descend, lapse, skid, spoil. We could lose quality, wear away, go downhill. And that can also inspire change. The question is, what kind of change do you want to inspire? We're at a crossroads, friends, where we were so full of pride. We were the comeback city. Together we broke world records. Together we attracted visionaries, investments, revitalizations. We didn't ask for a national health emergency. We didn't ask for the economy to teeter on the brink of collapse. We didn't ask for the actions of a few to result in protests of millions. And we can't control the national headlines, but we can inspire the local headlines. Are we the comeback city, or are we the go back city? Do we motivate or deteriorate? Can we encourage, or do we undermine, languish, and eventually spoil? We've been divided. We were divided as essential and non-essential. In your family, every single person is essential. We were told to stay home, but too often those homes weren't happy homes. Domestic violence, verbal altercations, and even the most severe forms of child abuse took place. With government agencies closed, working from home, sent on furlough, the ability to reach out for help disappeared. Churches and charity organizations were forced to comply, and nearly all of them shut their doors. The open arms of support were folded. Social distancing became emotional distancing. In 2019, 69% of all people said they had less than $1,000 in savings. Of that 69%, 45% of them said they had no money in savings. Due to no fault of our own, jobs evaporated overnight. But we were told, don't worry, we've got your back. Sweeping stimulus bills were passed, and unemployment benefits were to include everybody: full-time workers, part-time workers, contract workers, gig workers. They even said gig workers for the first time. That was pretty cool. They recognized gig workers. The paperwork was done. The money was handed out. The money was on hand, but the systems weren't in place. Those non-essentials were sent home. Money, money, money. Everybody talked about it, and nobody got it. For weeks, for months. Local officials The people that we voted for and the people that they appointed could only react. The phrase fight, flight, or freeze came into play. Locally, most opted to freeze. Some took flight, but a slight few that did choose to fight were chastised and berated. Now, here we are, seemingly made whole by the government institutions that held our entire way of life hostage for our own good. Now we can get more than 2 cans of beans, and there's toilet paper on the shelf. So what's the problem? Like a boxer that's been beaten back against the ropes for 3 solid rounds, the bell rings to start the 4th round. He stumbles into the ring broken, dazed, and can barely see anymore. That is us. March, April, May, and the bell just rang on June. Is this where we make our comeback? Or are we waiting for that one final blow? We're on the cusp. This is a tipping point. The barometer reads that a storm is brewing, a Cat 5, catastrophic damage. You can smell it in the air. You can feel it in the wind. The decision to come back or go back, the choice to progress or undermine, to become better or to deteriorate, is an individual choice. You are in control. You are in control now more than ever before. You make the choice right now, today. What kind of change are you going to inspire? If we choose to reassure, encourage, and galvanize to progress one by one, by one, by one, by family, by neighborhood, by street, by village, by town, we will avoid the storm. Are we the comeback city or the go back city? Do we motivate or deteriorate? Can we encourage or do we undermine, languish, and eventually spoil? The choice is yours. Make it quickly.